What is up, everybody? Welcome to the gravitational pull. It's your boy Gravity620, but you can call me Gravity. Hope you guys are doing well. Not getting any audio, so I'm hoping you guys are getting something here. No, it doesn't even look like you guys are getting audio. What the crap? So we'll look and see what's going on with that. There we go. For some reason I wasn't playing the song. That's what it was. There we go. Cool. Alright, so it is going to be another sweet action Alpha Team League matchup. This is the EU Semi-Pro team. So should be pretty good. Looks like the game is going to be starting here in just a second, so should be pretty good. Should be pretty awesome. Hope you guys are as excited as I am to get into this. We can have it this best of 5 series. Match's gonna be loading in here. We should be getting it going good. There we go. Mandalino is in the chat. Not a whole lot of people. It's okay. Alright guys, let's get into it here. Game number 1. Let's go. Alright guys, without further ado, here in the bottom right hand corner in the green as the Zerg player from AlphaX, give it up for Chris. Alright, and in the top left, in the red, as the Zerg pieces as well here in this ZVZ from IX, give it up. It is Durastat. Team at Phoenix. Alright. So, ZVZ start things off here. Gonna get pretty interesting already. We do have a little bit of a difference in strats, even though it's kind of the same. Durastat gonna go for a pretty standard pool opening here, while we do still have a pool opening coming out from Chris, but if you notice, it's at 14-14, so he's gonna have a little bit quicker there. Or, well, theoretically gonna have it quicker. But it looks like he's just going to have a little bit later there. 6 slings are going to be on the way here. We've got speed on the way. We've got a queen as well. So we do have that hatchery on the way here for Durastat. Durastat doesn't know exactly what's coming yet. He's, only about 2/3 of the way to the base here of Chris. Will he actually see this coming across, though? Yeah, he will see this on its way here. Should be able to start getting prepared. We do have a bailing nest on the way for Chris as well. So everything looking pretty good, pretty aggressive actually coming out here to start off with in this ZVZ. Now, we do have a queen on the way. We have a couple more lings being made as well. We also have a spine crawler coming down here from Durastat. So already making those preparations to, kind of defend the main at least. The hatchery here in the natural. Going to be getting attacked here pretty heavily. The drones aren't being pulled. There aren't really any lings coming to attack this just yet. And the lings here from Chris going to go ahead and try to ward this away as best as possible. Bailing nest does actually clean up here, and it's going to start making a couple bailings from Chris here as the speed finishes up. That hatchery getting pretty low here as he's going to continue to work on it. It's starting to catch on fire. It's the hatchery that's on fire as he's bailing. He's going to go in here. He's going to try to get some good connects. Get a huge hit there on those lings as these lings trying to get into the main. Not going to be able to. Going to have to back off as another bailing does make its way in here. Now the lings here for Chris going to keep up this pressure. Going to keep up the aggression as best as possible. Doing a fantastic job here. Not getting the best connections. I guess for what he has, he's doing okay. But it looks like this natural will fall. The Link's going to try to get into the main here. Actually doing a pretty good job here on the queens. One queen will go down. Bailey's going to make a connection here onto the spine crawler at the same time. Going to back off another queen does emerge from this. And you know what? He's doing an okay job, but the spine crawler not going to go down just yet. This hatchery's still up and running for pretty well. It's most times. Another huge hit there. Chris doing a fantastic job actually getting these really nice connections. But we'll have to back off here. A couple more bailings are going to be made. There isn't speed still here for Durstat, so he's not going to have enough in this engagement as far as speed-wise. Another bailing going to try to be made here. A couple of these lings are getting pretty low here, but there's just too many lings here for Chris, as he is going to be able to clean that up. Now he is really trying to get this hatchery up and running a little bit better here. Durstat is, as he is making more and more lings. He's going to go ahead and try to heal up that hatchery as best as possible. But again, these lings are going to come in here, going to be keep doing this damage, but now there are 4 queens here. And you know what? He is still on one base, just not going to take his expansion here in just a minute, as he sees, you know, he's not going to be able to get too much more done here. He is doing a good job at least keeping Durstat at home. But yeah, he's not going to get much more done. Hits those bailings in. Hatchery does get low, but with the transfuses, not going to be able to get it finished up here. Alright, Chris gonna keep on the pressure. He does finally take that expansion, so we'll be able to have a little bit more leeway at least from this. These lings starting to get a little out of control here for Chris, but at the same time, there's just too many queens here from Durstat. And I mean, at this point, he is droning up. He's not even worried about any more lings at this point, and that is going to kind of help him into this next phase. There are more bailings being made, which is okay, but bailings just don't fare that well against queens. There's just so much armor from them that it just does not matter so at this point. So Evo Chamber is going to come down here. That spine crawler, you know, kind of moving down. We've got Lair on the way here. And again, you know, he's just making drones at this point up to 31 workers, and that is really going to help him out in this next kind of series of engagements. You know, he has so many queens. He's up to 6 queens at this point. Chris really needs to kind of tech switch, but it doesn't look like at this point that is what he's going to do. He is going to go up to a Lair, which is going to be good. He should be able to get like bailing speed and stuff. And the Roach Warren going to come down as well, but Durstat, you know, in a really solid position right now. We do have +1 of that range upgrade coming through as well. You know what, Chris is going to have to back off. He can still kind of keep that pressure up, so if something does try to come out, say he wants to go into a third, he's going to be able to be prepared for that. But as far as putting on that pressure, not going to be able to get too much done. That layer is going to finish up here for Chris. He's going to go into a Roach Warren as well. And it looks like a Nidus network is going to be the next course of action here for the green Zerg player. Now, Chris already has his Overlord up here at the top, ready to go into the main whenever able. It feels like though Durstat is kind of on the critical, thinking, you know what, this is definitely a possibility. I'm going to go ahead and put my stuff up here, and that might just shut down that aggression. We got 9 Oroches on the way here, as we have Durstat going into his own Nidus network here. Oh man, Nidus is for day. Another Nidus network going across for Chris, as we're gonna have the battle of the Niduses here. What is this? Is this all in the Nidus? What the crap? This is the wrong tournament here, guys. Alright, so the Queens, the Roach is going to go across. Both players going to go into a base race situation here, as the Queens from Durstat are going to go home. The Bailing's going to get some good connections here. Actually going to take out 12 of these drones. Going to be able to start working on the layer here, as Durstat has returned home. Going to go ahead and defend this off, and will cause Chris to go back home. Oh, man. At the same time, we do still have a little bit of engagement up top, but really doesn't lose anything here at this point. I mean, just well done there. 19 drones do go down, though, for Durstat, and that helps even up the worker at this point. Now, Durstat still is pretty high. He's going to come back now with this, going to even throw down another Nidus here, just to kind of have everything that he needs. Chris just does not have the army at this point. He did a good job kind of stalling it out here, even getting a lot of workers, but he just does not have the queen count. He doesn't have the roaches. GG's going to be called, and Durastat going to get game number 1 here. GG's. There we go. Game number 1 in the books. Oh man, fun times. Good stuff, man. Good stuff all around. Check. That should kind of help it not spaz out so much. But man, what is going on in this, man? So we do have it's 1-0 currently here for AlpX or AlpX. Oh my God, Phoenix. There's too many X's. So that will be it. The next one's going to be a PvZ. It's actually going to be Pressure versus Storm. So should be pretty good here on Port Alexander. Grab official caster for AlpX. That's funny. Yeah, man, I try to. I don't know if it's like. I think my internet's starting to cut, to be honest. But no, we have some really good stuff, really good plays coming out in that first matchup. Definitely just non-stop aggression from Chris. This unfortunately wasn't able to kind of capitalize on that early pressure, and really just didn't get as much done as he really wanted to. He tried so hard to get that that hatchery in the natural. Got it low a few times, but Durastat was just able to get so many queens out, was able to just shut everything down. So unfortunate for him there, but in his pain, our lights. So GG's. OBS has been kind of weird too. They updated it yesterday, and ever since then it's been kind of wonky. They changed like the algorithms and crap for it. So, but it looks like we are going to get into the next match here. So let's get excited, get hyped. Game number 2 is coming. Let's go. Alright guys, here on the Port Alexander, in the bottom right hand corner in the blue as the Protoss player from Phoenix, Team Phoenix, it is Pressure. Under pressure. There we go. Alright, and in the top left, in the red as the Zerg player from AlpX, give it up for Storm. Alright, so we do have a hatch first coming out here from Storm. Behind this, a gateway for Pressure. Some pretty standard stuff so far. I will have to see, how these players do want to play this out overall. I like that little pylon there. Pretty cool looking. Behind this, we do have that spawning pool coming down, so setting up to be in a pretty good position here. Expansion going to come down for pressure. So just a 1 gate expand. Really wants to get that economy going, and you know what? Gonna see, does he want to go into a Stargate behind this? Does he want to go into a Robo play? We'll have to see. I like this coming out from pressure as well, you know, trying to steal some minerals as best as possible, just to try to get everything, you know, going through here. Second gas will be taken for pressure as well. And everything looking pretty sweet, pretty good. Hatchery will finish up here for our Zerg player, as we do have a few links going to be made. He really just kind of wards... excuse me. He really just wants to ward off a few of any kind of pressure. Say the probe that's in his base, or even just like some adepts that may try to find their way across the map. Alright. God, I love it. This is probably some of my favorite like music. Dun, dun, dun. Third base will go down here for Storm. Really wants to get that larva up and going. Be able to get some drones, as well as if he does want to put on some pressure. Now, we've seen a lot of Zergs go into this kind of like heavy lean roach style early on to put on that aggression, transition into some other kind of tech. So we'll see how that ends up playing out here in this series. Dep gonna try to come in, do some damage. Not gonna be able to. Second Dep is on the way here, as we do have that Stargate up and finished. He does have a Phoenix first coming out, so that's gonna be able to start help warding away some of these overlords that may try to poke their neck in to the Protoss's business. The Dep's gonna join forces. They're gonna transfuse into an Archon. Fusion! Ha! Oh wait, wrong people. Again, not gonna be able to get anything done. Storm just right on top of everything. Actually almost gets both of them. One of the adepts barely makes it out with the skin of his teeth. At the same time, that Phoenix is out now. Gonna start putting the pressure here on the overlords. Does get himself one overlord there, as we do have a Oracle on the way. Lings are gonna make the way across here. He knows he needs to attack. He needs to put on some pressure at least. Huh, that's really weird. Put on some pressure at least. Keep this, you know, the Oracle at home. Gonna have the shield dagger go down, and really he just wants to keep that pressure on. He wants to make sure that that the Lings cannot get in here at all. We already have some spore crawlers coming down, so he is pretty much safe overall against some of these oracles. The oracles still can potentially get in there and do some more damage. A second Stargate is on the way here, so it looks like pressure may want to go up to Tempest. He may want to go up into something like that. Maybe even go into Mass Phoenix, but Tempest has definitely been the go-to as of late. Like Tempest carrier, mothership kind of style. So we'll just see how that goes. Queen is going to get picked up here. Going to pick up a couple of drones. Going to be able to get out. Spore Crawler. Going to ward it away. So 2 kills. And that Oracle getting pretty low. So not the best. But I guess being able to make it out alive is better than dying. Layer on the way here for Storm. As we kind of just see what he's going into. He's got roaches on the way. He's got, again, you know, just tacking up, getting those workers going, almost to 60 workers at this point. It's at third base, just now coming down here from pressure. The Ling gonna start making his rounds, gonna see, you know, where are these expenses at, where's everything going, and it looks like it is gonna be some Phoenixes coming out. It's gonna go into a mass Phoenix adept style potentially here. Stuff. Roach's gonna go ahead and sit at home for the time being. Just really kind of building that up, as he does have 8 more roaches on the way. He's got roach speed. He's also got some Evo chambers down. Really just wants to make sure that he has units everywhere that he needs to, just in case something happens. Phoenix make their way into the main here. Gonna start picking up some of these overlords, as well as he's gonna start working on some of the roaches. Using some of that energy to pick up some of these kind of roaches. And that's a really interesting strategy. It's gonna limit how much these roaches can do. Got the Twilight Council down and all of that, so he could go into Glaive of Depths behind this if he wants to. He does throw down two robo facilities, so he may do something with that. Fourth base can come down here now for Storm, as he has this massive attack on the way. It should send the Phoenix home to help deal with this, because other than a couple of Adepts and a couple of Zealots, doesn't really have a whole lot to deal with this. Now the thing is Storm doesn't have a whole lot of anti-air. He really can't shoot up, so these Phoenixes aren't going to be able to finally take these out. The Oracle will eventually kind of fizzle this out. Sentry's going to be able to block this out, as well as the Adept. There's a lot of damage going to be coming out here from these roaches. Lings will be able to get in here, going to be able to get on top of the sentries, but these Phoenix are going to start picking up a lot of these roaches. The Lings trying to find their way in here. Going to start working on some of these probes. The same time we do have, okay, he is going to go ahead and join those all in here. The Phoenix are starting to run out of energy though, so he might not be able to pick these up too much more. And will actually force back pressure, but 20 probes do go down. Storm's just looking really, really good right now, as he just keeps putting this pressure on. He's at 71 workers at this point. Again, he's going to try to get some more damage done. But, you know, with these Immortals out, I think he needs to back up. I think he needs to kind of, you know, build back up to what he wants. 10 Hydras on the way. We've got Bailing Speed on the way, as well as that melee upgrade. We've got some good queens. We finally got a little bit of creep spread going around. A 5th base on the way as well for Storm. So Storm looking pretty confident at this point. You know, really getting those upgrades starting to go. As well as now he has that Hydra speed. So looks like he's going to make a big attack here with some Hydras. But I don't know. I think he needs more than just Hydras at this point. We've got High Templar out. We've got Storm about halfway finished at this point. That's going to make it really difficult here for Storm to actually go against Storm. Is he immune to Storm? I mean, we're going to have to find out. Hydras will go ahead and make their way in here. Going to start working on a lot of this. We'll have to back up, though, as these Immortals, the High Templar, are going to join into the fray here. But there are quite a bit of damage coming out here. Those Hydras aren't very cheap units here and do a lot of damage. The Lings can come in to help as well. A lot of these Hydras and Lings going to try to force a lot of this back, as the Hydras are going to be in the natural, going to be working on a lot of these probes. We'll kind of force a pull there, but there's just so much army here. So much power anyways. Oh, Storm does finish up though, so you will have that available. These Hydras, the Lings, going to try to keep getting on top of these probes, really kind of limit the worker count here. The Hydras, again, going to be fighting back here as well, so a couple of different fights going to be going down here. Same time, the Immortals working on this. These Hydras in the main should go down here at this point, but there are a lot of Lings, 20 more Lings on the way here, as we do finally have some more charge slots coming through, as well as those Immortals still dealing out a lot of damage. So many kills coming out from all of these. Looks like Archon's not going to be the choice here, as more Zealots do warp in here, but the Link's going to go around, and GG's going to be called, and Storm going to get the victory. GG. What a match, man. It is now tied up 1-1 here. Oh, man. What a series so far it has been. Good stuff. Sorry, I'm like listening for Baby Graph. He's in the other room. He's in his jumper. He's watching his little baby babble thing, having some fun. So it's like a 30-minute runtime, so I'm like trying to listen for it. So good stuff. All right, so 1-1. Next map is going to be on Stasis. Should be pretty interesting to see how these players want to play this out. Take a look here. Let's see who is playing. It's going to be Mandalino versus Medtel. Another ZVP. Should be pretty interesting. And then after that, we will have Tokon versus Sly. And then, depending on the outcome of that, we may go into an ace match. You'll have to see. Go. GG's. All right, Stasis. Like I said, gonna be the next one here. Just waiting a couple of seconds for Mandalino. And then we will get into the next one here. Okay. Looks like Mandalino is ready to go. So we get into it here. The next match should be underway in just a second. Countdown has begun. One last drink here. One last swig before we get into the match. Good stuff. All right, here we go. Alrighty, guys, welcome to Stasis LE. In the top left, in the orange, as the Zerg player from Team Phoenix. Give it up for ATL. And in the top right, in the pink, as the Protoss from AlphaX, send your energy to Mandalino. Right. So, there we go. Hatch first coming out from ATL. We've got Gateway first coming out here from Mandalino. I imagine we'll see the same kind of style coming out from Mandalino. He loves that Phoenix play, I think. It's been a while since I've actually seen him, but on this map, with just how short the rush distance is, I imagine we will see some Stargate play, some craziness, at least. So, Mandalino going to come in. He's going to scout, see he's okay. sees the timing of everything, should know, you know, exactly kind of what's on its way across. Some next core going to make its way over here, as well as Meditail does see this for himself, sees, you know, kind of the timings of everything. So, you know, what will we see coming out from Meditail? Will we see some aggression? I know a lot of times on this map we see a lot of like Roach play, like Roach Ravager, maybe even into some Hydra, I guess, depending on what the Protoss does want to do in this. So we'll have to see how he wants to play this out. Do have speed on the way here, and we are going to go into that Stargate. So Mendolino going to go into, more than likely, some Oracle Phoenix, if he wants to keep going from there. But a lot of times it's just kind of a early pressure. Hatchery is going to come down, so we're going to have a third base coming out here from Meditail. And, you know, going into a pretty standard kind of macro game. Just kind of weird. A lot of times we see these kind of cheesy plays with how short the rush distance and stuff is in this. Hold on 1 second, guys. This is bothering the crap out of me. There we go. That's better. Okay. Alright. So, you have quite a bit of links actually making their way across here for Meditail. Looks like he's got 8 links. So not a, like, crap ton or anything, but he is going to be able to, you know, put some pressure on, maybe even get a few kills. The Phoenix going to fly over. We'll see that there are some of these juicy links sitting out front. And at this point, you know, he's just kind of sitting there. He's not going in just yet. We've got Roach Warren on the way here. Medolino going to go into some additional gateways. He's got a few adepts as well. And behind this, a second Stargate. So it looks like he is going to go into some Phoenix play. Very, very interesting. Been watching some of the WCS winner, I guess. Seeing them go a whole bunch of full Phoenix plays. Been watching too much Goblin, I guess. Alright. We do have more gateways coming down. Blocking himself in with some pylon. Well, I guess he's got this kind of right there. So not too bad. But, you know, Meditail getting drones at this point. Really not worried about too much. We do have the air upgrade there coming out from the Cybernex core. As well as we have more and more of these Phoenixes coming through. Right now he's sitting at about 5 Phoenix. So it's not a game-ending amount. But he could get in, potentially do some damage. And at this point, Meditail really hasn't put any pressure on. I mean, we've got a third base coming out from Mandolino. He doesn't see that this has come out yet. But, you know, Meditail comes out. He gets out in the front, doesn't do anything, goes back home. And really, you know, with these Phoenix coming through, we're going to be able to start putting on some pressure. The Queen is getting some good shots off. A lot of these Phoenix are starting to get a little low here. But he will eventually be able to kind of pull himself out here. 6 drones do go down as more Phoenix start joining in this. And again, we're going to start seeing this where he's taking out these Roaches, really trying to take out these heavy hitters. And really just kind of make sure that any kind of pressure that is put against him does not get any damage done. These Lings will finally make their way in here to try to do something. But already there's Zealots. There's quite a few Adepts. He is going to have to back off. And now this army coming out from Medellin is just too great at this point. He's already up to 10 Phoenix. Phoenix with more. He's like, you know what, Team Phoenix, we got to go into the Phoenixes, right? Hydras are coming out now. So we've got about 5. We've got that Hydra speed coming through We've got +1 coming through as well, so those could potentially help. But with the amount of Phoenix coming out, this is going to be a very tough call here. Mandolino doing a pretty good job though overall of, you know, trying to limit how many Overlords there are, just, you know, picking up loose units here and there. But at the same time, Hydra count is getting a little scary. Now, I feel like the longer this goes on, the more trouble that's going to present. But these Phoenix are just able to get in here, do so much damage. You'll be able to pick up another 5 kills and be able to get out there before those Hydras can even reach it. They're being held back by that stasis ward. Sorry, I know my jokes aren't that funny. But yeah, Hydras will finally make their way across here. And, you know, with as many Phoenix as there is, he could potentially, you know, just kind of steamroll this, but I don't know. Especially with that +1. Stasis ward is going to go down. Link's going to get trapped. There's more in the back. We'll eventually get cleaned up there. And he's preparing for a huge attack here. The Hydras will go ahead and get on top of here. A little bit of a late start from the Phoenix, as you know, these Hydras going to be able to get quite a few of these Phoenix. There's a carrier out now, though, so this could be kind of scary. This is going to be able to start picking up a lot of these units here, but the Phoenix not going to be enough here. They run out of energy, and the Hydras going to start laying waste to this. Now, there is, again, a carrier out, but against how many Hydras there is, it's going to be a tough situation. The Phoenix don't have enough to pick up, and essentially they're useless at this point. They're going to pick up a couple of more, which is going to help just a little bit. And now with the second carrier out, going to be able to ward this back, but 24 probes do fall as a 4th base is taken here from Meditel. That was a really good engagement there for Meditel. Now, he sees the tech that Mandolino is going for with more gateways or stargates down. He's got that fleet beacon as well. It's really going to be able to start hemorrhaging more and more of this air toss army. +2 on the way for Meditel as he's getting more and more Hydras as much as he can. Actually getting more workers as well to kind of surplus onto this 4th base, because he really needs the income. He needs to be able to produce more larvae. He needs things to be able to kind of deal with this threat. We've already up to 4, 5 now, going up to 6, 7, potentially an 8th carrier. And this is when it gets really, really scary to have to deal with as a Zerg player or any unit to have to play against a Protoss like this. Man, Meditel has a really nice 34 Hydras at this point. Is a really nice Hydra count. And against like how much is here, if he can focus down the carriers, he should be in an okay position. But if he just kind of lets them derp around and shoot interceptors, he might have a little bit more problems. +2 on the way here. Oh no, +2's done. Just researching +3 at this point. So this is going to be hitting really, really hard at this point. And Mandolino still, again, just on 3 bases. He's finally kind of recuperated some of his losses here. Back up to 60 workers at this point. And but is it going to be enough? I mean, 124 army supply here. Only +1 though coming out here from Meditel. Doesn't even have +2 on the way. He's got some Baylings coming through. He's got 14 Baylings being made, 28 more Lings on the way as well. And he is gearing up for a huge attack here. Really wants to get on top of this. The stasis wards are out, so he has to play this super carefully here. He's going to sacrifice a couple of those Lings. Yeah, this is a pretty scary army coming out here. Mandolino going to go ahead and still again sit back. He's up to 9 carriers. The Hydra's going to come in here, going to start working on this. These interceptors going to be doing quite a bit of damage. The Baylings will roll in at the same time. We'll be able to shoot that down, but again, these Hydras are just hitting the interceptors. They're not actually hitting the units that really matter at this point. He's going to be able to lower those down, which is good. And now, you know what? in a sense, he's actually kind of rendered this this army pretty down at this point. These Hydras still going to be able to get in here, still going to be able to do some more damage. 4 more carriers on the way, interceptors coming through, more Hydras as well here for our Metatel, our Zerg player. Infestation Pit going to come down as well. So, you know, Metatel doing a pretty good job. It is kind of forcing Mandolino to make more of these interceptors. He's having to use even more resources, but at the same time, you know, behind this, Mandolino gonna get a 4th base up and running. He hasn't really lost anything in that engagement except for some interceptors. It's not too bad. So both players kind of sitting back at this point. A 5th base coming down now for Metatel. And, you know, both players taking their side of the map, essentially. Well, yeah, I mean, just going mass Hydra at this point, I think that's a pretty good call for what is here. I mean, oh my god, 14 carriers. Have you seen so many carriers in your life? Oh my god. The Golden Armada making its way across. With a few zealots to help aid them. Spore Crawler's gonna make their way down, try to help deal with this, but oh man, just so crazy. The Inceptor's gonna be letting loose here at this point. There's just so much going on. There are quite a bit of Hydras though, so we may see a good engagement here, but no. Again, they're just focusing down the interceptors, not really focusing on the carriers themselves. These carriers just able to keep making more and more interceptors. They eventually will lose a lot of these interceptors, and we'll be able to start pushing through this. But has he done it? Has Metatel actually done it? It looks like he has. He's actually going to push these back, and you know, I take back what I said. Taking out those interceptors is a pretty good deal here for Metatel. It's really kind of limiting how much this army can do. The Phoenix just don't have a whole lot of energy to be able to pick up the units like they should. Ooh, and we have Infestors on the way here. 8 Infestors are on the way. We've got that upgrade coming through for them as well. I think, man, if you can get those Infestors and, like, Neural Parasite a bunch of these, he's going to be in a pretty good position. He'll be able to take out a lot of these, make sure that Mandolino cannot run. He's only on +2 while the +3 here of Mandolino trying to take effect. Link's trying to get a little bit of a run by going through. We'll be able to get a couple of probe kills as we have a 6th base being taken here from Metatel. Here comes the Golden Armada yet again. 17 carriers against 36 Hydras at this point. We've got Burrow on the way, +2 carapace, as well as that Neuroparasite upgrade. Almost done. It is completed now. It's about to get really laggy in here, as we do have the Neuroparasite's going to go down here, going to start working on these. The Hydra's going to be able to take care of a lot of these interceptors. The Neuroparasite's just too good as he is able to start taking out a lot of units here. The Spore Crawler's helping out as well. We see down to 14, 13 the Hydra, still 16 of these carriers remain. All of the Infestors are dead except for one. The Interceptors are following, so he will have to pull back for the time being here, as we do have more and more of these juicy Hydras coming through. 5th base going to be taken now here for our Protoss, getting stored. Charge, and those High Templar getting everything set up here. 15 interceptors at a time being made, probably more if he really wanted to. 4 more carriers coming through Oh my god, how does he have enough supply for all this? Mandolino's sitting at 16 carriers. God. 72 workers. Charge is finished. Doesn't he have any zealots? What's he need charge for? I don't know. Maybe for a tech switch. And behind this again, just more infestors. More of those hydras. I mean, for the most part, ATL has a pretty solid defense right here. With all of those spore crawlers and everything. I'm going to try to get some good engagements here. The infestors going to make their way up here. There is no detection with this army, so against the neural parasite, pretty much useless. Going to start throwing them down. Storm is finished though, so he's got to be super careful here. Again, ATL playing this very, very cautiously. There's so many carrier interceptors though. He's going to have to back up as a lot of these are starting to fall. 14 more hydras are on the way here. We've got a couple more of the carriers as well, as we do have now the Archons coming through. This match just going ham at this point. That base is going to be trying to take again up here at the top. We'll be having to cancel, but yeah. Carrier is ready to move again here. We do have another High Templar coming through. Going to be able to start storming on some of this. Maybe try to push us back. Storm does come out here. Going to be able to start weakening a lot of these hydras. Yes, it's just so many carriers. He's doing a really good job there. The infestor's going to go down, and now there's just not a whole lot of hydra here. GG's going to be called, and Mandolino going to get the victory there. Going to make it 2-1 now for AlphaX. After a crazy back and forth fight. Oh yeah, I forgot it. GG's. Oh man, good stuff. Alright guys, I'm gonna be right back. Go grab baby grab real quick and get into game number 4 here. Could potentially be the last one in this series. So be right back. I am back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, for waiting. Oh. Alright. still not any game yet. But it's going to be Tokon versus Sly. Or Tukon. Alright, here we go. Game number 4. It's AlphaX Guardians versus Team Phoenix. Let's see who will take the victory here. Who do you got in the chat? Are you Team Phoenix? Are you Team Cocoon? Or Team X? I'm tired. Alright guys, let's get into it here. It's the next game. You know what time it is. Welcome guys to Blue Shift here in the bottom left hand corner in the red as the Terran pieces from AlphaX give it up for Tukon. And then the top right in the yellow and the Bumblebee colors from Team Phoenix give it up for Sly. Barracks first coming out here from Tukon. So we do have the hatchery first coming out here from Sly. Some pretty standard stuff so far. We will see, does he want to go into a quick third hatchery behind this? And, does Tukon want to go into a mech kind of style army? Does he want to go into bio? I haven't actually seen him play, so I don't know what he leans towards more. I know this map in itself is a pretty good mech map, so we'll see how that plays out. Hatchery almost finished at this point. You got that spawning pool down as well. Oh goodness. And Tukon going into an expansion. The Reaper has popped out here. He hasn't chose to go out yet. He's checking, for the timing of the third. All that looks like he is going to go around. Maybe try to see if there's any cheekiness going on. Factory is going to be coming down here for Tukon as well, as he does take that second gas. And you know what? Behind this, just Link's coming out from Sly. Going to be droning up a little bit more here. The Reaper does make his way in here. We'll be able to start kind of piecing together what his opponent is doing. Sees the spawning pool glistening there, dancing around. Speed is on its way here. Will he be able to make it out? Oh! Okay. So he is going to be able to make it out here. Tukon again, just putting on a little bit of pressure. Has forced out quite a bit of links here to try to deal with this pesky Reaper. Behind this, you have the starport on the way. We've got a barracks with the Marines coming out, and we do have the factory making some Hellions. So we could potentially be seeing a nice Hellion Banshee Marine kind of play coming out. It's been a little bit more popular as of late. So we'll see, you know, is that kind of what he wants to go into here? Hellions will make their way across to get with the Reaper here at this point. And Sly finally able to take that third base. Getting the Hellions, the Reaper can be able to start putting a little bit of pressure on if they want to. Looks like for the moment he's just scouting, just trying to see where everything is at this point. And again, he doesn't want to lose this army. He wants to keep it alive if he is going to go into that play. Now, looks like he is going to go into a Liberator behind this, and will go into Stim. So not going to go into any kind of cheekiness. So already the Lynx getting prepared here, getting ready to attack the Roach Horde, just now finishing up here for our Zerg. Oh my god, calm down. For the Zerg player, as the Hydras, the Hellions, not going to get too much done. They're just, again, just kind of going around, trying to create a diversion, like, hey, I am doing this, I'm doing that. But really, they are not doing much. Liberator will make his way into the main here. At the same time, the Hellions going to get into the natural, going to start roasting a lot of these drones. The drones automatically getting pulled here to go into the main, but at the same time, the Liberator just going ham. But we do have a nice Ling attack coming across, as well as a little bit of a counter pressure. Finally, those drones will get pulled here. The Hydras, or the Hellions, not even taken care of yet, as they eventually will fall here. Will we get one more? No. Does get 18 drones, though. Eventually, the Liberator going to make his way back. And again, he is able to hold this as well, so very nicely done here from Tokon. Factory going to start making some siege takes. Stim about 10 seconds away from being done, and we do have Roaches out now here for Sly. Does he want to get aggressive with this? He's in a pretty good position where he has queens and stuff where he needs to. If something like that does happen, he will be prepared this time. Even still has some lings at that third base location. Scan's going to go down to see, you know, has he taken a fourth base yet? Doesn't look like it. We'll go ahead and move that out, but he will find that, you know what, there are some lings blocking the path. Looks like he is going to go into a drop behind this as well. This could present some potential danger. We've got Ravagers on the way as well. Very interesting indeed. Gonna get some free SCV kills there. We'll eventually take care of those lings, but Queen's gonna start moving much as they can of that creek, trying to get across. 8 more Roaches are on the way here, as we do have Cocoon going across, trying to find a good drop point here at this point. A lot of Roaches kind of sitting here at the bottom. The Queen's sitting down as well. And Sly, I mean, he is not going to be ready for this just yet. Tanks are going to siege in here, but at this point, there's really not a whole lot here. Gonna start working on some of the creep, which is good. I mean, he is going to be able to start pushing that back, but more Roaches gonna make their way out here. The Ravagers as well to try to help deal with this. He really wants to take care of this. Behind this, does have those Marines and stuff going through. Adding on another factory. Yeah, I mean, gonna add on an armory as well, so you can start getting that +2. Queen's already prepared. They've got Queens up here, but it looks like the Roaches and Ravagers do want to make an attack across. There are already tanks and stuff here for Tukon, so I don't think he will get too much done behind this, to be honest. Maybe if the Ravagers could land some really good shots, but they're sitting kind of far back. Looks like he's going to go ahead and attack on the third here. Sly going to back off, as, you know, Creep does get pushed back for the time being here. Still just on 3 bases here from Sly. This will eventually get cleaned up here. The tank's gonna have to be sieged up. Oh, picks it up just in time. What a clutch save there. Eventually the tanks will return home. Now, at this point he's up to 6 tanks, but there is 32 roaches. So if he can get a really good engagement, he might be okay. Finally going to be taking a 4th base off of this, clearing up some paths, just trying to get everything fresh. Earth speed on the way as well. And we've got +2 missile attacks going through. Looks like he's going to try for another drop. Again, he wants to keep the pressure up. At this point, he's still ahead in workers, but Sly, you know, making it up for that. He's got Spire coming through. He's got that infestation pit going up to a hive. So does want to go into that later, like Corruptor, Broodlord tech. Quite a scary army actually coming out here from Cocoon. Gonna scan up here, just gonna see what's going on. Canceling the 4th. Gonna take it down here at the bottom. Trying to be a little sneaky. The Marines and stuff are gonna come in here, gonna start working their way onto this. Crosa Biles will go ahead and fall. Just gonna try to push this army back as much as possible. And again, lots and lots of damage being done here. Gonna be able to get on top of a lot of the Ravengers there. GG's gonna be called, and Khan gonna bring it home here for AlphaX. So GG's. Well played. GG's. What a game. What a series. Khan really just coming out, playing hard, playing strong, and all that good stuff. So, GG's. Well played. Alright, guys, that is my time for today. It's time for me to go lay baby crab down, go take a nap, go get my snooze on, and all of that. I will be streaming tonight on my channel, so make sure you guys follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/gravity620, or you can follow me on Twitter at realgravity620 as well. Come hang out, be part of the family, join the gravitational pool, become a graviton. But also make sure you guys do follow this channel if you haven't already. AlphaX does a lot of great things. I thank them so much for the opportunity to be able to cast. Thank you for the sponsors, Sexer 6, Freaking TV, and I believe Bubba Burgers is still a thing too. I got really excited, guys. I'll tell you this story real quick, and I'm gonna jet out of here. I got really excited because Bubba Burgers has been a sponsor for like the Pro Series and stuff. And I actually found some Bubba Burgers. Like, I'd never seen the Bubba Burgers stuff around here, but we finally got some. I was like, oh man, I gotta get me some. So, I haven't got them yet because they're like 15 bucks. I just didn't have the money. But yeah, it was just a really cool thing to see a sponsor and all that. But guys, thank you again so much for hanging out. And we'll see you guys next time. Remember, when gravity hits, it all comes down. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.